Hi, and welcome to Magic Scanner website, a fundamental stock selector for KLSE and SGX financial market. You're about to learn the secrets to raking in double to triple digit return per annum in trading or investing, no matter how much time you've had to prepare. It doesn't matter if you've never had any past experience or education, this Magic Scanner will tell you everything you need to know without spending too much brain power. This is unlike any tool you'll find out there. It's the edge that most analysts and fund managers want or have. Go ahead and get yours now.
Subscriber, welcome to a Friday chart clinic. Is my sound coming loud and clear? Okay, good. Okay, we got another one, Aeon here. Okay, good. It has been a while since we did our Friday chart clinic, but although last Friday we have a special presentation webinar session that talks about the performance of our closing bell pick that we have last Friday. And how many of you actually attended the last Friday webinar? Just a show of hands. Okay, whether you attended the last webinar that we talked about. Okay. Well, today the agenda for the 1st of March for our Friday chart clinic we're starting out. First thing I just want to show you that portion of the new subscriber that joined us, portion of your fee actually contributed to the charity organization. In this case is National Kidney Foundation. So just a word of thank you for those of you who newly become our premium members of our Traders Truth Review website. So we thank you for your contribution and your charity, because a portion of it I actually contributed of your monthly fee. That's the June, that's the one in September, and we got another one here, which is these are the receipts. So I'll make sure that they actually get sent to the right organ. This is the one in January. So these are the contribution that we made from your monthly premium fee to the charity, National Kidney Foundation. Okay, so a good cause for that one. So thank you very much again. All right, today we're going to do a different agenda. Today we're going to be focusing on the posting that I've just done, which is the March 2013 stock market comment. Okay, so this is what I will spend today, and subsequently after that we will talk about the couple of stocks we're going to look at is the KLCCP, Aeon Credits, and so forth. All right, is this okay for how we will be doing for the next 20 to 25 minutes? Okay, just want to keep it short and neat. Okay, good. Let me just pull this up again. All right. Okay, so for start, let's look at my website here. Now, some of this came out last night for the March stock market comment. Basically, my title for the posting is "Keep Calm and Plow On." Right? We have noticed for the month of February 2013 has been a consolidation month. If you look at this chart here, you could see, lower prices was definitely rejected at 1600. And just yesterday, I think most of you will know, we have a 5-day line change or breakout to the upside. Now, I have talked about a lot of this on the breakout to the 1630. This is what I want to see. But however, for the time being, I think the danger is over, where the downside movement is been avoided, because we have this tail in here. And every time I do see, and in this evening when I do the closing bell at 4:15, I would show you the movement of the foreign funds. They are actually buying. So for the time being, we see a consolidation in there. And again, the market that doesn't seem to go anywhere except sideways. This is partly due to the pending of the announcement of our general election, where many investors and traders are waiting. I think some of you may know that there was news came out from Najib. They said that they still wanted to prove their worthiness of their so-called administration of the country. So they 50 years to prove it, and they still want to prolong this proving until as much as. So I've been talking to a good friend of mine who is a lawyer. They are likely to announce it maybe sometime in April or May. Okay, now the election need to be done by June. Now do remember the last week of May is the school holidays in there. I do believe, I think there was the Negeri Sembilan part, the state assembly was dissolved soon. I think it was going to be dissolved or already dissolved. So there is a timeline about 60 days that the election need to go on. So that cannot take too long. Now, what I want to draw your attention also in here is water concession safe to trade. Okay, yeah, is the general election, the market trend. If you look back since 1981, the last what so-called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 election that we had, so-called the modern one, they you have a pretty fair odds or even going up. Now do remember, since 81 to 208, the Barisan Nasional or the National Coalition has been running the country. So you could see back in 83, 87, we have a sell-off in here, and 208 also a sell-down. Now do remember, in 2000, if my memory serves me right, we did have the election came out in March at that time, and then the market did recover, but somehow towards June to September 2008, then we have the Lehman Brothers crisis, the one that they allowed Lehman Brothers to go, and that's where we finally formed the panic of 2008. So my message in here, the market trend pretty much follow what it does. It doesn't really, play according to general election. In my opinion, the general election is just a blip or a sideways movement where it gives contrarian investor and contrarian trader to really pick up good stocks. Right? What do you have to say for that? Okay, so the question now is that are we going to see that this round for the 2013 general election in here? So yet to be seen, but what I've seen so far is foreign funds has been accumulating. Every dip they're coming in, they're going into buy, and you could see yesterday foreign funds will accumulate a net buying almost 336 million, one of the highest I have seen so far for this year. So possibility of the market breaking another 500 points down, which is touted by one of the politicians. I don't see it that's going to happen any sooner. Market seems to be going higher now. Like it or not, a lot of things been said about buying cheap or buying really at bargain prices when the election results are announced, whether the BN win or not. This is a point where you want to go in and collect it, but I don't see that opportunity come out. You may have to buy when the market about to go higher, buying when they break out at this point. So you have to be ready to do that. Having said that, this is what's happening on the chart. You could see in here, let me just scroll down a bit more. Okay, you could see there is a support at 1600 level in here. So we have to look for, if the support were to break at the 1600 level, the next sign of strength will be at 1530. Now this is what a lot of people talk about, the 500 points breakdown to 11,000. I don't see that's really happening. For start, market has to go down to 1530. Now if any chance that the market go to 1100, that has to flow with the general market sentiment on what's happening in the world, where we have major crisis, but we do see US is recovering in there, although the last GDP from the Q4 2012 has been a bit weaker at 0.1%. Now also at the same time, you are seeing Europe, half of the nation are actually in recession in there. Okay, so again, at this point, keep your powder dry and get ready to gather high quality companies in here. Now this is a smart money report that for the premium subscriber who does subscribe to it, I actually posted in there, and you could see foreign funds are really buying these good assets in here. Post Malaysia, Aeons, Oriental, these are companies that are good in terms of the management, have a good track record and has a brand name, little to no debts, and also pay a decent dividend yield. And you can see Mitsubishi, foreign funds, Aberdeen Asset and Aberdeen Institutional Funds are really buying into this part. This is a list of good stocks you want to be hanging, because smart monies are actually accumulating with little or no debt. Okay, and moving on to the more recent announcement that EPF just announced a 6.15 dividend yield for year 2012, which is a slightly 15 basis point better than last year 2011. So the question is, can you depend on a 6% yield that is going forward year in year on the EPF? Okay. Okay, there's a question there. The fund by hits 300 million. Does it mean they are selling in disguise? That is also possible. Remember, David, funds doesn't go up in a straight line. They pullback do happen in there. But having said that, I would actually look to buy in when stocks are actually in accumulation stage. Now, in this chart in here, which is back in 2012, Bank of America Merrill Lynch forecast Malaysia is going to be a nation of young and poor by 2013. You can read on about it. Click on this. This is a very interesting chart. Let me just show you on this one. I can make it a bit bigger for you. Okay, so you can see that Malaysia is actually, in terms of GDP, we are getting poorer, and Thailand is, as a matter of fact, is doing better than Malaysia. Right? One thing we are blessed with, we have a young nation in here. Now, compared to Singapore, you do see what's happening in Singapore. A lot of people are having less children, so they are depending on foreigners, PR, people like Malaysia and India migrating over to populate it. They are getting richer, that's for sure, but they are getting older. Elderly dependent, what it does is the dependency of the old people, right, to the young people. It just tells you they're more young than old people, that's it. So it's a ratio that is done, alright. Okay, let me get back to this one here. Okay, oh, this is much nicer. I like this. It's much bigger too. Okay. So I believe this report only tell the half truth and not the entire proof. If Malaysia is going to turn out to be young and poor, and if they're going to rely on EPF, this is going to be poorer of all of it. Now, given with the current unofficial inflation, which is double digit of the returns that what you're getting for your retirement funds. I think some of you may even say that inflation is about 15%. If you're going to getting about 6 to 7% return for your retirement, that's not going to be good. At the same time, we talk about affordability index, which is the income to property ratio, which has gone above 5 times. What is just saying that if you take the property prices that you want to buy, like today, half a million, let's say, which is 500,000. Okay, a property, a decent, terrace houses property, 5 times, which means your income would have to be at least 100,000 annual gross return in 5 years. But some area has gone up to about 7 times. So you have, this is how you do it. Let's say you earn 5,000 ringgit. Okay, so 5,000 ringgit, you get paid 13 months. Okay, that's only 65,000. So 65,000 times 5, you can only afford a $325,000 houses. So my question is, can you find a $325,000 houses in Klang Valley? No way. It's tough. So that's why we're saying the affordability index has gone beyond 7 times. And I got also a posting, someone from Penang is telling us is beyond maybe 8 or 9 times in Penang, where a general person who works, a young manager or young engineer, could not get any of the housing. Okay. So what we are saying in here is learn to take control of your finances and retirement. You invest with a professional who has done so with a track record. Now, I just want to share with you something I've just updated on my side, our client's portfolio over the last 10 years for our KLSC. You could see the total net portfolio returns about 154%, some a bit more, some a bit less, depending on client. And again, it depends on the size of the account. If your size of account is big, then your returns may be a bit smaller. If the size of account is smaller, maybe a bit more. But what I'm trying to demonstrate to you is if it's properly managed, especially in 2008, when we see a sell-off in here, because our stocks are in high quality dividend stocks, we did not sell out. As a result, you could see 2008, right? Our fund size, or the year that we lost, was only 2%. Right? Now, compared to KLCI, which has lost about 46%. So it took a very low base. So that's why it has to climb up higher. And because in 2008, we didn't lose that much, we can climb back higher from in here. Now, remember, symmetrical losses and winners are not symmetrical. Okay, you could lose 50% in there. Oh, voice in here. Can you see for full screen? Can't see your full screen. Please center. Oh, okay. I have to center this. Okay. Let me just make this a bit smaller. Yeah, maybe that's better. Okay. Okay. So you could see that the returns in here has been, last year in 2012 we averaged about 10.5% return compared to the CI about 9.9, almost 10%. And in year 2011, while the KLCI were down about 1.5 7. Okay, can't see. Okay, I'm done. Okay, thanks, Catherine. Okay, was down about 2%. We were still up about 9%. This is what we intend to do. Try to get around between a 10 to 12% return every year, and that's all good. But however, going forward, we cannot guarantee it because this is all dependent on market returns. Okay, but it's a good guide that we are managing your portfolio, your money with conservative. Okay, and we could only buy, like what I've talked about, when there is a signal to buy. Of course, the fundamental has to justify this. Okay, moving forward, we at Traders Truth Review are still bullish on the Malaysian market to grow at a pace of more than 5.3% GDP per annum. Now, a lot of you who listen to this may be skeptical and just saying that, wow, we are growing about 5% a year. That seems to be a very task or commended goal to actually be growing that amount. Now, if you let me just zoom this out again, so you guys can see, right? If you look back, I don't know how to center this. The GBD growth over, no, this is the Vision 2020. Let me just go back again. Get you another one, not that one. Now this one here. Okay, this is the one I want to show you. Okay, I hope you can see. Now, if you look at the GBD growth since 2003, we've been doing 5.5